This is another episode of the M.I.C. You're rocking with the boys that's in the place to be. I don't know why I sounded like an 80s rap for a second, but it's your boy Ismail. You know what I'm saying?
It's your boy Chris. You already know what it is.
It's your boy Malcolm. Back again.
Yeah, you know, we always live, but we're going to start this show off with some serious news because I'm sure everybody has seen on the news regarding the shooting in the high school in Parkland, Florida, at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. It has been reported that 17 people were killed from classrooms, from faculty members. The shooter has been arrested. Reports are out, so that's always a good thing. But we just want to get a little thoughts from the boys as far as what we thinking.
First off, disclaimer. What you may hear are facts, but not all the facts. And everybody know that you're going to get facts from different news places that's not going to be real. So therefore, you can't be upset at what we say and how we say it. And it may turn to a little ignorant because, yes, that's what we are sometimes. We're ignorant as hell. All right? So just let that be a disclaimer. Don't be mad at us. All right?
All right. So I think that we all are all in disbelief right now. It's because this is the 18th shooting in 2018. Already school shooting. So obviously, you know, but you know, you having a wife that's an educator, but Malcolm, with you being an educator, you know what I'm saying, you can only fear for your life as far as to when you get up and you send your loved ones to work and you get up and go to work yourself. So I want to know, like, is there a solution? I guess that's the question. Like, is there a solution to stop the shootings from happening?
For me, I saw something earlier today. It was on our local news station that it was reported on January 5th about his suspicions of shooting up the school, and the FBI didn't investigate it. I just seen that this morning. That's crazy. And the thing to me is, the way that we cut down on it is start paying attention to your neighbors. Somebody call and tell you something like that, you need to follow up. Exactly. You can't be scratching your head when it happened when you could have prevented it before it happened. Yeah. Even if it is somebody that has mental illness or whatever, somebody saw that before he got to that point. You got to look out for each other. Point blank.
I mean, it's a sad moment because, like you said, I'm an educator, and going to work, you know, you go to work and try to instill in kids a better way of how to deal with certain situations. Now, I don't know the situation that he had going on, but for him to come and do some stuff like that, it's just like, what was his mind? Like, you want to know this stuff, even as somebody that don't know that man from a pair of underwear in Walmart. Man, you want to know why. But at the same time, it's like, on the other side, you think about, you want people to investigate when they see stuff. But then does that go overboard when you have people like us, African Americans, you know, Muslims and stuff like that, that joke and play about other situations? Like, we joke and play about killings and all that stuff. What if we post something and somebody take it too serious and they start investigating us, and then we go to a point? So, like, I can understand, you know, you should have been investigated because it was something there. But at the same time, like, how would you know it was serious? Just for example, like the 11-year-old that wrote the note talking about something, he was gonna shoot up his school. Like, to him, that might have been a joke around a couple friends and stuff like that. But now in society today, how can you take it serious and how can you not take it serious?
Exactly.
It's like
report everything.
You report everything. They say you got to be responsible for your surroundings and who you around and who you with and who you are. But it's like, do you want the government to pry into your life that deep off of something that you could probably be joking about or something that just was around us as a closed environment?
It's just like this. If it's a situation where, like, children's lives can be saved, if I have to censor what I say a little bit to not be investigated, then by all means, whatever, I just watch my tongue. You know what I'm saying? You got to report it. You know what I mean? You can't leave things undone like that. They should have at least checked into it, at least went to his house and talked to him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some things I feel like they get, you know, swept under the rug by government in general. I mean, I'm gonna look at it in a vacuum, and of course, it's probably what everybody say. But I mean, I feel like we generate enough revenue in the USA to be able to fund, first off, fund better education and fund better security for our educators and our children.
Right.
So I shouldn't have to worry about, my kids, whenever I have kids, I shouldn't have to worry about getting them up ready for school that morning, sending them off on their way, and then in the middle of the day, I'm seeing on the news that the school's getting shot up. Like, I shouldn't have to worry about that. You should have a plan in place already.
And at the same time, and probably plans are in place, but you have, like we always know, you have people that drop the ball. Like, for example, it was reported that the FBI did confirm that they was made aware of the situation of comments and stuff on YouTube, and they made checks, but they was unable to find out who was behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Then they follow up with a teacher, and he stated that he used to threaten kids, threaten students and stuff like that prior to him being expelled the year before. So it's like you had 2 occasions that possibly led to this, like, what are you waiting on the third one? Right. Sometimes the third one is the situation of shooting. Like, you should have went and put that man behind bars and did a psych eval, did something like to find out, why is my man like this? Like, is he really real? Like, certain situations you can follow up without, like, you lock black people up because of suspicion all the time.
All the time.
You can't lock up one person because of suspicion for one time. Just detain them. Like,
hold a moment.
Hold them until you can go do.
Till you can rule it out.
Stuff like that is crazy. And the only thing is, I think what really killed everybody and what really hurt the most is kids. Like, they ain't got the opportunity to live yet. And then even worse, I mean, we ain't saying nothing. Everybody know high school students. They going through that phase of, oh, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. This is cool, that is cool. So, like, some of these kids out here thinking like, oh, well, that nigga just joking. We don't care. He ain't about that life. But some niggas out here is really about that life. Like, you really don't, you can't.
You don't know what everybody going through.
You don't know what nobody going through. And this situation is just crazy, bro. Like, it hurt because you don't know when you have kids yourself. You go do all this digging and diving into trying to find this great school. And I'm going to put them in this wonderful school and send them off. You sometimes don't even say you love your kid all the time. You sometimes don't get to see your kid be great. But to send them on one day and they don't get to return is like the worst feeling ever. And I don't have kids yet, but like just talking about it, but like that junk would hurt. Like that junk would like send you into like wanting to kill everybody yourself because you only had that one opportunity to make sure your kid knew how much you loved them and you couldn't tell them before they walked out the door. Especially being teenagers, they think everything, they're going to live a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They walk out the house mad at parents sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And you turn around and get shot and didn't even get to tell your parents, like, I didn't mean anything. I'm sorry. Have a full-blown conversation of making sure things
live
good.
every day like it's your last.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
crazy,
I feel like, there's always little blame pie. And I like to cut that pie up right now and blame some people for the shooting that went down in Parkland, Florida. And this is where it may get ignorant, people, so please excuse what goes through my head. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to blame the Uber driver that came and picked the kid up to take the kid to the school to shoot the kid.
At 219, why you going to school at 219?
At 219, back in the day, at 219, we in our fourth period. We waiting for the bell to ring so we can go on and go home now. But you telling me the Uber driver didn't see the AR-15 that was in the black bag with all the ammo that he was going to use to shoot the dang on school up. You dropped him off, so I blame you, whoever that is. I hope you get arrested for accessory to a crime or murder. All right? I hate to have to blame the parents, but I'm going to have to start there because you didn't see this coming. You always should be able to see this coming. Everybody be like, no, you know what? I didn't see it at all. You better see it. You better find out. Ask a genie, rub it, something. I don't know.
Thing is, parents, again, your kids come home and tell you that one of their kids is being bullied, you turn around and run down to the school. Ooh, my kid getting bullied, blah, blah, blah. No, nigga, all they was getting on is getting Jones on. They was getting picked on just because they wore the worst shoes ever. You understand?
Cause
you couldn't afford the new Jordans.
The flood was coming and the pants was
But
up.
if your kid came and said, hey, that nigga, they got suspended last year, that nigga crazy, like, hey, you might need to go to school and like, hey, go get this man checked out because my kid is over here saying that my man is walking around threatening people. Hey, That's it.
I
Like,
feel
point blank.
like, you know, and it's always another little blame go. I want to blame the little dumb boy that came and gone and shot to school. That's the last piece of the pie. It's going to divide it up in 3 ways. And you know why I blame you? Because you stupid. You stupid. You got acne on your face. All you need to do, you need to get jumped by a bunch of essays. I'm sorry, not essays, Mexicans. I ride with my Latinos.
I mean,
But they said that he snapped because he had all this stuff going on and this, that, and the other.
I ain't giving that man
I
no
lost my
juice.
mom when I was 13, and my dad been in prison all my life. He ain't seen me shoot up nobody.
Exactly.
If you want to,
That's not
go to the
an
military.
That's not
They
an
taking all people that want to shoot anybody. Go to the military.
Go to the gun range if you want to shoot something up. I mean, I hate to say this, but if you want to shoot something, go shoot some ducks or some pigeons in the middle of the field, my brother. You ain't had to go and bring all of your tension that you had built up to that high school. None of them kids deserve that. None of the teachers and faculty deserve that. And quite honestly, I feel like you should get the death penalty. I feel like you should be
You should have shot yourself
lined up,
in the head.
waiting for your day. I know you ain't meeting Jesus, so you ain't gonna meet my Jesus. I'm gonna be selfish with that. You ain't gonna meet my Jesus. All right?
My Jesus don't like that.
We don't live by those rules. So I'm gonna let you know. I just feel like that was all in all a terrible situation. I feel like, of course, we'll have this little cycle as it goes where thoughts and prayers go out to the family. Talk about it for a little bit.
Go have your little whole, corner type thing. Go stand by and light candles. Then you turn around and you have those who like push for gun violence and get guns taken away. And then you turn around and go back to you forget about it.
Exactly.
And then guess what? It happens again.
Again, man. So we got to break the cycle. I feel like that's the thing. As a nation, we got to break the cycle. I'm not just talking about just African Americans. I'm talking about everybody as a human race. Like, in order, if you want to stop stuff like this from happening, then that means parents raise your kids better, pay attention to your kids, and like they say, it takes a village. Like, I can remember going outside my house and I get told what to do by the neighbor up the street. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a village to be able to police the kids. You just don't believe that you can do it on your own.
Get 2 ass whoopings back in the day.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You get one by the neighbor and by your folks when you get back to the house.
So I just feel like that comes down to be the main point. Our thoughts and prayers are definitely always with the parents and the friends and the family who are experiencing the loss right now in Florida. Definitely keep your head up. I don't mean to say that in the Tupac line, but we definitely just don't know what to say. It's lots of words. All right, so we're going to move on to another lighter subject. We're going to talk about relationships, because everybody is being in one or is in one.
And Valentine's Day did just pass.
A lot of upset women out here in this world. A lot of upset women out here in this world. So I feel like it's only right that you bring up some of the most basic, fundamental questions sometimes that you ask yourself when you're in a committed relationship with somebody.
Or before you even get in that relationship, how you got to look at somebody before you even want to be with them forever.
Exactly. So the question that I'm going to pose to the fellas today is, can you be in a committed relationship with someone that you see as boring? We're going to take that. We're going to take that.
I say personally, yeah. In a sense of where she gonna be, and you ain't gotta worry about her being out here thought around. Because nobody wants somebody to be out here that you got to second guess yourself of what the hell she doing out there in the world. Nobody want to do that. I know personally I don't, because my mind wanted, nigga, I go back out here and be like, yo, so you out here fucking these niggas?
You out here doing this?
You out here doing this?
I'm going
Jody myself.
I'm going Jody on you,
so,
baby boy.
In a way, yes, I could see myself being with somebody born. But then on the other hand, how boring is you? Like, you don't want to do nothing. Like, me and you, we can't go out here and go laser tagging and stuff. We can't none of this. Like, and that's when I draw the line. Like, if you gonna be boring and just want to sit in your house clothes all the time, no, I can't. But if you can be like, hey, well, I'll do whatever with you, that's fun, then cool. But if you want the motherfuckers that be like, I gotta go out here with my homegirl here this weekend, homegirl next weekend, blah, blah, then
you gotta have a medium. You gotta have a happy medium.
I can't do that.
I want you to get out of the house sometime too.
I want you to have some friends.
I don't want to look in your face all the time.
I don't want to be your only friend.
That's the main thing. You never want to be the only
be your best friend, just not your only friend.
You always got to be. I feel like yes and no too, and I feel like you can never give a clear cut answer on this.
Nah.
Because it's double sided. The yes reason is some of the points. Yeah, you know where she's gonna be at. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the opposite of you, if you're not born, you with somebody that is born, the opposite may attract you, and that relationship may be strong because she's the opposite of you. So she calms you down, or he calms you down. whoever it is. So you know what I mean. I feel like that's the yes part that you can. But when it comes to the no, for me, it's like, are you a boring person to have a conversation with, or are you just boring as far as adventure wise? Because if you're boring on the adventures, all right, I may be able to meet you in the middle, and we do simple
If you're
adventures.
going on conversations, I can't do it at all.
Yeah, I
There's
can't
no
even
negotiating.
talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't stimulate my mind. So I feel like it's a yes and no. Are you boring adventure wise, or are you boring literally? Like your personality is just dull,
Just
like
lame.
a doorknob.
I mean, but then again, for us, do we consider boring as going to Barnes and Noble reading a book boring? Or do we say, bitch, you lame as hell, want to go to this bullshit ass movie boring?
So are we talking
I don't
about?
know, man. We can't get that deep.
Yeah, like
We can't get that deep.
Because
we
we know
talking
where
about-
you at, but it's
Are
like,
we talking about she's
oh.
sitting at home knitting boring, or we're talking about she's joining a book club
See,
boring?
I don't think we thought this all the way through because
We didn't.
it's very wide range. Because I can come home and you're knitting. If you like, you making me a Scully or something. As long as you making something for me, you know what I'm saying. You know, made me a little quilt. You know what I'm saying. Netflix and chill. We got a brand new blanket every week. Then whatever. You know what I'm saying.
It is what it is. I feel you.
But it's too wide, man. We can go back and forth on
Yeah, 'cause-
the yeses and the nos.
Because again, are we talking about 2007 Windows computer boring, or are we talking about BearShare boring when you had to download music? Because that was terrible.
Yeah, it's always terrible. Computer in there with a
Actually, I
virus
just
all the
gave you a
time.
catch-22 because both of those was fucking horrible.
Both of them.
So I mean, they boring is boring. It all depends on what you deem boring. And then again, the people that be saying that's you couldn't be with nobody boring, literally be the boring motherfucker. Like they be the one that's boring as hell. Like nigga, you don't do nothing, but you gonna deem your other one boring. Come on
You
now.
boring as hell.
You boring. You don't never want to do shit. Nigga, all you did was take a shower and play 2K today. Nigga, you boring.
Hey, I
That's
think
exciting
that-
to me
I
though.
think that a good
That's
day.
exciting to me. That's a
You know
long.
what? You know what? This is probably getting off subject, but I feel like no woman should ever come into a man presence while they're playing a video game and criticize the way they play that video game. I don't care if I play a dang on 2K 8 times out of a day. You only got 8 days out of a week. But I don't care if I do it. I do it because it makes me happy. Okay? You got to escape from the reality at some point in time.
Yeah.
Got to at some point in time.
Yeah, sometimes escaping is not boring.
Escaping is not boring.
So hey,
Gotta have a little me time every now and then.
So like I really feel like the moral to it is we don't know if it's good or bad to be in a relationship with somebody that you deem is boring. If they boring, then hey,
It's a good thing about relationships because you don't never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolate.
hey.
If you're predictable, then you're gonna be boring. That's what predictable is boring.
so
We can
are
round
you
it up right there.
are you a
Predictability
variety
is-
pack of chips of Doritos, or are you a chocolate covered cherries Russell Stovers, and we know we're gonna
Yeah,
get it?
Nah,
We
you
know
know that
we-
nasty
we know
candy
we-
that they get you for like Christmas and stuff. They got all the things that you got to read the pack of what the hell you eating before you eat it. That's the type of person you really want to be with. If I bite into you and I know you caramel, man, you gonna be caramel every time.
Yeah,
But if I bite
caramel
into you and it
every
be that nasty ass mint, I'm gonna spit you out and then I'm gonna go try another one because now you got me excited. I'm like, oh my god, this is so different.
Feet hit right on the nail, on the head, on that one.
We
boy.
just gonna go
Shit.
kill it right there.
I was gonna let
Ain't nothing else to say.
y'all take that gem right there and y'all live with that.
Chocolate.
All right, so we're moving on to another segment. of
Special guest in the crib.
What's up? What's up?
Woo! We had to do all our man-made effects because we broke. So we got Chris' wife, Kara. Introduce yourself, Kara.
Woo, yes,
Yeah,
I am
again.
wifey.
A man-made effect. And, we want to bring a woman's perspective into this because, we don't want to always hear men just talk about, relationships. You want to hear a woman say some womanly stuff so the women out there can know it's women that have your back. We know girl power. All right. So, Kara, lovely one. The question for you, we want to know is, should a woman stroke a man's ego? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. I think it's vital in any relationship, a successful relationship anyway. I think the saying will always be, if you don't do it, someone else will. I think it's important for your mate to know what they're good at. I did not say to lie to them. If they don't do something well, then no, don't lie. But if it is something that they absolutely do well, you let them know every time you can to make them feel good about themselves. Who doesn't want to feel good? I mean, women love compliments. We love to be flattered. Men like the same thing. So if you want your man to be happy and not let some other chick off the side come and tell him what he's good at and what he does well, and he don't run off of her ass, then you let him know what he does well. Stroke his ego as much as you can.
Because Beyonce said, "I got a big ego." Hey. All right, let me let y'all know we didn't script her to say that. We didn't write those lines. That's coming straight from the woman.
No, that's straight from me.
All right,
Follow-up question though.
take it, brother.
If you stroking his ego and he gets a big ego and he starts acting a certain way, what do you do then?
It depends on what you're stroking his ego with. And that can be anything. It could be sex. It could be that he cooks well. It could be that he's great at taking care of the children. Mm-hmm. I think it's important to, of course, create those boundaries. But I feel like in a relationship, especially when you start putting years on it, time on it, it can become routine in a lot of things. So I think as your relationship develops, he's going to become well at different things. It could be finances. I'm horrible at finances. Chris is amazing at it. So I let him know, hey, babe, you do a great job of keeping up with this. I'm going to need you to keep me to stay on my toes. I like to make him feel important. I mean, he is important, but I like to make sure that he knows that. So I think it's important to create the boundaries, but y'all are in a relationship. Y'all know each other more than anyone else knows your relationship. So I don't know if I truly believe in stroking his ego so much that it becomes too big. Because you built that relationship and that rapport with each other.
Okay. One more question then. All right, so This is that question that all men want to know, since you're saying you stroke the man's ego in any type of way, what he's good at. So the chips are down on that man right now. You're with that man. Are you going to continue to stroke his ego even though you may make a substantial amount more than he makes? Are you continue to stroke his ego?
Yes. I think you are only as strong as your partner. And I think that, here's the thing, and I think we talk about this often in our relationship. It's important to understand that whatever we're doing is temporary. Whether it's who I'm making more, he's making it, that's temporary. Our goal is to build an empire together. So if the chips are down and no, he's not doing this and doing that right now, my job as his wife is to build him up. Because at some point, he's going to rise right there where I'm at or even higher than where I am. Same thing with me. If I'm down and out or I'm not having a good day, just the other day I had a breakdown about something and he was like, you got this, you can do this. I'm not saying everything is perfect, but everything that we're going through right now, if the chips are down, is temporary. We see where we want to go and we're going to help each other build to get there. We're in this together. There's no him and me. Everything is together, B. You understand that?
Everything is together. Well, I definitely do appreciate you for coming on, giving your perspective for the women out here in the world. And, we'll have you back on one of these times again. But we can't pay you because, again,
I'm good.
Clearly, we made our own effects to bring you in here.
You do a good job. Y'all do a good job.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Kara.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Well, that about wraps up another episode of the M.I.C. podcast. It's definitely been a great episode. A lot of good things have been talked about today. We want to thank Kara for coming on and giving her perspective upon our topics today. And as you know, we want to get you to follow our podcast page. So look us up on YouTube at the M.I.C. podcast. Also, we want you to hit our email just to give any type of topics you want to hear us talk about. If you want to be a guest on the show, go on and email the MIC on demand at gmail.com. Again, that's the MIC on demand at gmail.com. You can definitely be a feature on the show, and you can share your thoughts as well. And last but not least, make sure you follow us all on our Instagram pages to keep up with ourselves and our daily lives. If we live something interesting enough for you that you want to follow, you can go on and follow me at I_M Moses. You can follow Malcolm at MX Moses, and you can follow Chris at The Real McCoy. Follow us all on Instagram. And you know what? As we like to say, y'all be blessed and y'all stay safe. We out.